Well,
Look where we
yeah.
are,
Hello, everybody.
and look how we look.
It's it's opposite Saxes coming to you from, well, we can't say, but
Never in my life did I think. No.
yeah, I know there's a lot of you right there saying, oh boy, they've really gone off the deep end now. But our subject this week is nudist camps. Hmm. Very, very interesting subject because we have some friends that actually visited a nudist camp, and all across the country, there are nudist camps. There are what they call naturist parks. Uh, there are campgrounds. There are communities that people live 24/7 in that are either clothing optional or nudist colonies. And did you know there's no federal law uh, um, prohibiting nudist camps or nudist colonies? No
No, why would there
federal
be?
law.
Why would there
The
be?
states have laws,
Mhm.
and it says you can be completely naked and run around all you want inside the gate. But if you were to go outside the gate, you could be picked up for indecent exposure.
Yeah. Okay, well, but it's
But
private property, I'm assuming, so.
it's private property, and what the owner of the property wants to do with that property, within certain guidelines and
Mhm.
everything. Obviously, you have to put up a 12-foot gate or fence or something around the property so that gawkers from the
Yeah, I
outside
would imagine,
uh,
or it's set back
yeah.
in the woods
But
type of
it's
thing.
fascinating that there are nudist camps, nudist colonies, naturist camps, and all over the country, which that brings up kind of a question in my mind. I can
Okay.
understand that, in some of these camps in Arizona,
Mhm.
Florida, California,
Mhm.
and there's quite a few of them. There's even some in Texas. We're here in the Dallas area. Did you know that there are 3 nudist colonies within a 30-minute drive of Dallas, Texas?
Really? No, I did not know that.
You want to go?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying I didn't know about it. But I mean, is it indoor facilities? That's a little nippy
There,
in the winter time here.
that's the point, because there are clothing optional or new. There's so many different names for it, and there's different designations, but they've got them in Illinois, Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
Ooh, it's cold.
Yeah, and like I say, some of these are year round. People have their homes there. So, I mean, you have to wonder if they live inside in Rhode Island in January, uh, do they run down to the convenience store inside the compound with nothing on, or is it that's where the clothing
Well,
optional
you
part
being the
comes in?
reporter that you are, I'm surprised that you didn't
We should
look
hit
into
we
it.
should hit the road and go investigate this.
Although I am surprised that you know as much as you do. Usually
Well,
I'm the one that looks
you're
into
the one that
everything
usually
and
does some of the
oh,
research. Yeah, but it's interesting, and a lot of them. For instance, there is one, I think it's in California, that every year invites the public to come in because they have a 5K booty run. And they invite people to come in and register, take off all of their clothes and run 5K.
okay. So they're running naked.
That's
Isn't it a little uncomfortable for the women?
uh,
Even the men, isn't
even the men. I mean,
I
I
mean, I
I know what it
can't.
was like running with clothes on and getting chafed, if you for lack of a better word. But I
But
mean,
the women, I mean, we need support. Of course, you guys do too, but I can't imagine doing that.
well, that I think that right there may be the fascination why some people want to go do it, is to just see what it's all about. Look, all over the world there are either topless or nude beaches. We used to go to St. Martin, and on the Dutch side of St. Martin there is a nude beach,
Yes.
and it doesn't mean you have to be nude, I
No.
think, but But if you want to experience nudity on a beach, you can go to this beach. And that's what some of the visitors to the island go and do, to just say you've done it. That's why some friends of ours have done that. And
I would imagine it's very freeing.
oh,
I
I suppose
like,
it would be.
you don't have to worry about your clothes and if they're too big, they're too small. If your hem is not right, I just.
And a lot of these
I-
communities, they have gyms. People work out naked. They play tennis,
Can't
pickleball.
imagine that either.
There's one that, and that kind of raised a question mark. They have a thrift shop. Is that where you finally say, yeah, I like this place, so I don't need my clothes anymore, and I'll go take them down to the thrift shop?
Or that's when you have to leave the compound or the area
I guess
to go to the store.
yeah, run down and grab an extra shirt or something, because I want to go to Walmart. Although some of the people that show up at Walmart might have come from a nudist
It might have.
colony anyway.
I mean, the person that we talked to mentioned that, once everybody was naked, it like didn't mean anything. It was like no big deal.
It's the anticipation.
I really
Yeah.
can't imagine that. I have a
Well,
hard time.
and also
I
there are probably people in all of these facilities, some of them are very fit. And also, walking
so
around
what am
naked
I
is very
getting
eye
into a
appealing.
Size 2 buff girl.
Well, that's right. But right behind the size 2 buff girl is a size 16, middle-aged mama, who's maybe had 3 or 4 kids in her life,
Yeah.
and that kind of helps put things in perspective.
It's not even a size 2. Well, maybe not a 2. Even a size 10 woman. Sometimes after you've had children, it's not a gorgeous picture.
Things kind of go south.
Things change.
And I don't mean geographically.
We know what you mean. Thank you, dear.
We mean
know.
gravity
We know.
wise.
Yes. I mean, even on a man, it does.
But
I don't understand the fascination. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
You know what one of the fascinations is? That there are some people who worship the sun and they don't want tan lines.
What? So go out on your balcony someplace or your backyard.
That's your own private nudist spa if you want.
I can't imagine going through all that and going to a nudist colony or a clothing optional resort.
There are RV clubs that travel around the country, and they will go and stay at these nude places. And again, some of them have restrictions that say you cannot come into the clubhouse with clothing on. There are some that say you cannot, under any circumstances, wear any kind of clothing in the pool, which to me would be a little bit of a health issue.
I was just going to say, do they sanitize these places?
I imagine they would have to, and they might be mandated by the state to do. But there are others that it's clothing optional. So these half a dozen or so people in their RVs pull in for the night, and they have a dinner at the cafe or whatever, and they want to sit around the campfire. And if they all want to take their clothes off, fine. And if some of them do, fine, that's okay too. It's just another experience, just like maybe going to an all-inclusive resort down in the Caribbean or so. There are some of those that are also clothing optional.
You certainly have delved into this quite a bit.
Yeah, open the drawer over there. There's tickets.
Oh, really? That would surprise me.
Yeah, that would.
You really?
It would surprise me.
Stuff on this.
Well, it was just that when our friends did it, it kind of, and they are also in our age category, and you think, aren't you a little old for that? And sometimes, sometimes it's the senior population that says, I've done pretty much everything else.
Yeah, why not this?
So, this is next on my bucket list.
Well, they had a great time.
They did.
And
And they were there,
This-
they were just there for a day, or were they there overnight? I don't remember.
I think it was just to the day.
Just for the day.
And, but they said, once you met your first person, it was like, no big deal.
Yeah. I always wondered when you walk into a nudist colony and you meet people. I mean, how hard is it to keep your eyes?
Yeah, looking at them.
Yeah, eye to eye. You the old phrase. I'm up here. I'm up here. Here's my eye.
Well, in the last one of the programs we did, we were talking about the nude weather girls.
Oh, naked
Yeah,
news.
naked news. And it's the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yes, you watch
Give me
a
a break,
naked weather girl do the news, and then you turn it off, and somebody says to you, "So what's the weather today?"
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't remember,
Right. That's exactly it.
but I think it's going to be perky.
Or it's really going down tonight.
Yeah, we are currently on a clothing optional beach because some of the people you can see are down by the water with
Yes,
clothes
there
on.
are. Yeah, I can see that.
Hi, folks. We'll be down in a minute.
Well, maybe we should get some clothes. Maybe they would be upset if we went down there.
Yeah. And I always wondered how many people take selfies
From the waist up, a lot.
at a nudist beach. I mean, that could be damaging if somebody took pictures and posted it on Facebook.
Hey, now there's AI.
Yeah,
So come on.
yes, and here's a photo of my gynecologist at the resort.
Well, this is one of the things that may appeal to somebody, may not. I mean, there are certain things that right off the bat will not appeal to the majority of the population. But this, I don't know.
But that's what makes it interesting. It is a segment that
Yes.
some people are willing to explore, and they may say, "I've done it once, and it wasn't all that terrific. I thought about it for years, finally did it, and it was okay." Others would say, "That's fun. We're going back every year."
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Okay.
How do you feel?
How I feel? I don't know if you'd ever catch me butt naked in any kind of a park.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, maybe if I was to go out in the middle of Yosemite, way
way in the back amongst the trees
out there.
Then you get bitten up by mosquitoes.
Well, that's the other.
I did ask that person that.
Yeah, I've always
Wasn't
wanted
their problem.
down at the thrift store. Do they sell off? And also, what if you live in one of these communities and you need a pass card to get where do you keep your ID card?
Maybe they stamp you.
Yeah, or they sell a lot of double stick tape.
No, I think they would stamp you with something that stays on.
Or I wonder if people like that, they're completely nude except they wear a fanny pack. Maybe that's where the term fanny pack came from.
How did the term fanny pack?
I don't know, but it would fit at a nudist resort for sure.
Well, I'm glad that you don't care about it, hon.
Well,
it's not.
And what about a woman? A woman is at a nudist resort, and she wants to look nice. Where does she keep her makeup?
You put a lot on, so it doesn't.
If she wants to maybe freshen up or something. I mean,
well, we should ask our friends.
We'll ask the friends, yeah.
What they did.
You wear a turban, and you put everything you need inside the turban. So.
But really, Texas has 3 of them.
3 in the Dallas area. In the Dallas area. California leads the nation. I think there's more there.
Surprise.
But I would figure Oregon, because Oregon they're usually big on doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, but again, I mean, in when you get to November, December, January in Colorado or the state of Washington,
they have a lot of indoor activities.
And that's the thing is also are some of these under a dome. And you can go outside
Yeah.
to get some sun, or you can come inside where there's a nice fire and you just lie there and you're in the buff and enjoy a nice crackling fire and some hot chocolate.
I wonder if this leads to any extracurricular activities.
I would imagine that it does. And I would imagine there's a certain segment of maybe singles that go to these things in order to, I mean, it certainly beats match.com, where you see a person's
Yeah.
face and all. You want to see what the whole package is? Boy, it's right there in front of you.
Yeah, that's true. But it could also lead to other things amongst married couples. Or couples that are couples.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have some of those resorts where it's not only clothing optional, but it's
Oh, yeah, definitely.
other optional
Yeah.
things.
Right.
Maybe we should just research this a little bit more.
I don't need to, thank you.
Okay. Well,
I don't need to.
anyway, we're gonna head down to the beach. We'll come back and see us again next week. Okay. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
It's a little chilly here.
Nippy.